Welcome to Author Skill Set Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about a quote from Robert Frost, who said, "No tears in the writer, no tears in the reader. No surprise in the writer. Guess what? No surprise in the reader either." Imagine that. If we can't go deeply inside ourselves, it's impossible for us to connect deeply with others. And that's ultimately what we're talking about in Robert Frost's quote today. So in order to connect deeply and emotionally with our readers, we must first connect deeply and emotionally with ourselves. That's the only way we can make sure that the words that we write will reach out and touch the hearts of our readers. Everything else is just a wasted effort because we will not be perceived as genuine. We will not be perceived as living in integrity. We won't be perceived as being authentic. There's the word I was looking for, authentic. In order to be authentic, we must tap into those deepest of our wounds, deal with the pain that's there, and use that pain to fuel us down the road of publication highway. That's how I like to refer to it. We must face that pain openly and honestly, because when we do, we become vulnerable. We become, back to that word, authentic. People will understand that, wow, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. This woman really gets me. It's really beautiful when we can go to that kind of a level. And because we want our readers to experience all of that stuff, all that power, right? So whether you're writing your first or your next book, whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction, this applies no matter what you write. It truly does. Your most important job when you're starting out on a new book or your first book is to connect deeply with your why. And to do that, we ask ourselves a series of questions. Why is this book so important for me to write? Why is it on my heart to write? Why can't I get this book out of my mind? Why is it so important for me to share the solution that I've discovered by solving this problem, by facing this stuff head on and dealing with it? And why do I want to share that with others? Why do I believe that I have the answers that can actually be, to paraphrase Brene Brown's awesome quote, that I can write someone else's survival guide? Because that's ultimately where, with nonfiction books, where we're trying to get to. We're trying to write that survival guide for someone else, so that for all of those people who faced the same challenges we did, that we were able to overcome, we want to help them do that too. It's a wonderful calling, and it's a wonderful power to be able to wield out in the world. But none of it happens without doing that deep inner work first. So when we explore those answers deeply and with courage, a really beautiful thing happens. We tap into this high-octane fuel that will power our entire journey down publication highway. We also tap into this amazing power source that will reach out and touch the hearts of our ideal readers. It's a beautiful thing. So no matter how knowledgeable you are, unless you're willing to do this, guess what? Your book's not going to connect. Your words will bounce off the reader. They will not implement the change that you're looking for. When we do the work, of course, all that changes. It's reflected in the words we choose. It's reflected in the emotions we express through those words. And ultimately, it leads to a reader experience where they feel wrapped in this blanket of comfort and of safety, and they feel empowered to be able to step forward confidently and solve the problem in the way that you spelled out, because they understand that it's going to work for them too. Readers come away from reading books like this saying awesome things like, "This author gets me. This author understands me. Oh my goodness, this author is actually telling my story. This author is me." And that's how you get to really amazing book sales. That's how you write a book that impacts the world in the way that you were born to make, right? You get raving fans, you get raving reviews, and it's all by following a really simple process that I like to call your personalized roadmap for author success. So if you're not familiar with this topic, or you're not familiar with what all goes into a roadmap for success, I highly encourage you to join me starting on Monday for what I call in every November, my Nano Rebels Challenge. And I piggyback off the power of National Novel Writing Month, or Nanowrimo for short. Because over the years, I fell in love with Nanowrimo the very first time I came across it, which is a long time ago. And I've entered it pretty much every year since. And just the power of knowing that there are other writers out there doing the same thing that I'm doing is amazing. And so I want to take it one step further. I want to help you in that very first week design your complete detailed roadmap for success, so you understand everything involved with getting that first draft of yours finished and written in 30 days or less. And then we're going to work together every single day. We're going to have shared writing sessions where we come together at the top of the hour. We talk about what we want to get accomplished in that next writing hour, and then we go off and do it and report back out at the end. Because even though we have these amazing ideas and we want to write this incredible book, too often we fall down when it comes to personal accountability. It's always easier, for reasons I don't fully understand, it's always easier to be accountable to someone else than it is to ourselves. If I tell you I'm going to show up at 10 o'clock every morning, well, I'm way more likely to do that than if I tell myself I'm going to show up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Even though the reasons are all the same, it's equally important no matter which option I choose. That's just a reality of human nature that we tend to ignore, or we tend to more easily slough off those commitments to ourselves that we would never do to someone else, right? So that's part of the beauty of what's going to happen here. So if that sounds like an interesting and exciting process, go to nanorebels.com/fast and get signed up. It's really going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to get your first draft written fast. That's the beauty of it. Like I said, in the first week, we're going to build that roadmap for success so you can answer all those questions. The who, the what, the why, the where, the how of getting your book written and getting your book written fast. Those daily writing sessions for encouragement and accountability. It's just always easier to do these things when we're doing it in a small group together, so we can bounce ideas off each other, encourage one another. And that's what I love about doing this particular format. And also because I love helping reward people for taking immediate action when they know that something is in front of them, that this opportunity is for them. For the next few days, you can get a $100 discount when you sign up today. And that's because, as I said, I just love making sure that if you know this is for you, that you dive in right away. And I want to reward you for taking that kind of action. And tomorrow actually might be too late because I'm only taking 12 people this year. And the reason I'm keeping that group small is because I want to make sure that I can give you everything you need over the course of this 5 weeks to make sure that your roadmap for success is complete and detailed and will guarantee your success. And I want to make sure that you're showing up every single day and doing the work required, because books don't write themselves, right? They just don't. So if this sounds like a fun idea for you, it sounds like a bit of a challenge, or perhaps maybe it scares you a little bit, then come on in, join the fun. If you're not sure this is for you, then just schedule a call with me and we can talk about it. Discuss whether that is or isn't. If it's not, my purpose for that would be to help you get to a clear yes or a clear no. Either answer is always fine, because it's about serving your interests and your needs first, right? And if that means a clear no is the correct answer for you, then I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm going to make sure to explain crystal clear. No, this is not your time. Maybe try it in 3 months, try it in 6 months. But right now you've got, maybe you have too much on the go. Maybe there's some life issue going on. For example, when I was helping my wife through breast cancer a few years ago, writing was a challenge. Trying to take on something like this, not in the cards. It wasn't the right time. But, having come through that experience and figuring all those answers out for myself, it's also a way I can actually help you make sure you get to that clear yes or that clear no. And it all starts by going to nanorebels.com/fast. Get signed up or contact me and we'll have a chat around what might work best for you. So either way, would love to chat with you, and I look forward to launching this excursion next Monday morning. It's going to be really a lot of fun. So until then, have a great rest of your day, and if you want to get signed up today, I will be talking to you shortly because we're going to set up a one-on-one interview so that I can help you get the most out of this process. It's all part of the package, all right? Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.